Hey there, welcome back guys. I'm Erin with Uplifted Beauty, and today my video is on probably one of the most common questions I get asked regarding makeup, and that is how to bronze or how to contour. So I have created a video today to show you exactly how to do that. This is going to be a great video if you're a beginner or if you've been using bronzer for a while. You may pick up a little tip or trick here or there, but bronzer and highlighter is a really great thing to do to add dimension to the face, to really shape the face and add your contours back in after you have completely evened everything out with, say, like a foundation or something like that. It's also really nice on a day where maybe you're not going to wear any complexion makeup, but you still just want to add some dimension to your face. You can absolutely still go in, do a little highlighting, a little contouring, throw on a little blush, and be good to go out the door. So if you want to learn more about doing bronzing and highlighting, keep watching. Okay, so I've applied most of my makeup. I did a little bit of eyeshadow, foundation, concealer, and now I'm actually going to start the highlighting process, which actually starts the moment I start to lay down concealer, because I will use a shade or two that are much lighter than my natural skin tone. So in this case, I've grabbed Tarte Shape Tape in Light Sand and a Chanel corrector in 10 Beige. I applied the Tarte first and then the corrector just a little bit afterwards in that inner corner there. And then next up, I'm going to go with a setting powder. Again, that's on that same kind of idea of like a lighter shade. And this is actually a combination of 3 different Ben Nye setting powders that I mixed together to get like that perfect like pale yellow. I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not, but I just have it in this container. I really need to get a sifter jar, but I've had it in here for a long time and it's worked well. So on my flocked sponge here, I'm going to take some of that powder, and actually like a good amount of it, because we're just going to go ahead and apply it right under the eye and go all the way up. The higher you go, you get more of a lift with this. So really, when we talk about highlighting, contouring, I want you to think of black jeans and white jeans. And when we think about black jeans, what do we know about black jeans, right? They are slimming, they make you look thinner. And what do we know about white jeans? White shows everything, it pops, makes kind of everything come out. So it's the same thing with this idea. So think of your highlighting as your white jeans and your contouring as your black jeans. So when we go in and do some contouring, we're going to go in areas that we want to slim, that we want to make look thinner or less noticeable. So we've done the powder here. I'm going to go down the bridge of my nose and then also right up here in like the glabella area between your eyebrows. I'll also do a little here. And then I want to go ahead and set the rest of my foundation. So I'm just using this pressed powder by Osmosis, and it's in translucent. And I've got a fluffy brush here. I'm getting quite a bit of product on my brush, and then I'm just actually patting. I don't want to start doing sweeping motions or anything like that, because I don't want anything to be moved. You know, no, I don't want my foundation to be moved. And depending on your skin type, this step and the product that you use might look a little different. So I have oily skin, so I'm using a product that is a little more on the mattifying side. If you have normal skin or even dry skin, you might want to use a powder that has like a little bit of luminosity to it. The Charlotte Tilbury, I think it's called airbrushed, I don't know, it's her compact. That one's really good if you have more dry skin. So we've got that done, and this area under here we're just gonna leave to bake for a little bit, so to really just like set in and sort of absorb, you know, any of the oil or anything from the concealers. And so next we're gonna actually go in with bronzer, and I use a pretty dark bronzer because a lot of times when I'm doing makeup, it's for film or photography, and so I want it to be really drastic. But if you're just getting started with doing bronzing, I would suggest, it depends on your skin tone, of course. I'll link a couple below, some that are great for like light to medium skin tones, and then maybe medium to tan, and then like deep. So I'll make some suggestions below for that, but I am using 100% pure cocoa pigmented bronzer in Cocoa Glow. I switched to a couple of their products a while back when I was trying to use like cleaner products, and I've fallen in love with this bronzer. It really acts more like skincare. Like the ingredients in it are amazing. It's a little on the pricier side compared to other bronzers, but to me it's just so worth it. So back to what I was saying about the black jeans and white jeans. So for my particular face, I am just looking to, you know, kind of accent my cheekbones more and just kind of frame and shape and add some dimension to my face. But every face shape is going to be different and gonna have different needs. But I wanted to make this video to be more like just for a beginner, someone who's just getting started, and someone that can go from beginner to pro really in a small amount of time, because once you get the hang of it, it's super easy. So so let's say though you had like a wider jawline. So you might apply bronzer a little bit more in those areas that you wish were a little bit more receded or thinner or slimmer looking. And then kind of like same thing if you had a forehead that you had, you know, a little more space than you preferred, you wanted to make that look smaller, you might go a little high or a little thicker, more thicker area with your bronzer than say someone who was just trying to create dimension in their forehead. So hopefully that helps, but really you want to get a good amount of your bronzer and then just kind of start to do like light sweeping motions. I'll usually get a good amount of product and then tap off, so you hear me do that quite a bit. So what you want to do for your cheekbones is really just kind of go up and under, and I really like this brush. I will link what number it is if it's even still being made. I think it's a MAC 130, but it's kind of worn off. I like this dome style brush because you can work with just the tip, or you can pinch it and make it really slim as well. So you'll see when I go to do some different areas how having that slimmer shape to it will be super helpful there. But already you can see that side compared to this side. I mean, it already just starts to give shape and dimension. I love bronzing, highlighting, contouring, blush. Those are probably my favorite like 3 steps to do. So so I've done a little bit here, and I usually go pretty heavy handed because I will always give this tip. Camera and film, they will reduce your makeup by up to 40%. That's a lot. So you always want to keep that in mind and go a little more heavy-handed with your products. So for me, I just want to create some dimension up here on my forehead. So I'm just going to kind of do what's been referred to as the 3 and the E. So I'm going to do the same thing on both sides, and I'm basically just going to go down, up underneath my cheekbone, and then swoop back and get my jawline here too. And if you get product somewhere where you don't want it, or you get too much product, go back and grab like your fluffy brush or just a brush that doesn't have anything on it. Or you can also dip it in a little bit of like translucent powder, and then you can kind of just buff out those areas that maybe you didn't want or it's too dark. And I will always like kind of stick my face out just a little bit so you can really get access to right up under that jawline. And I always do your ears too. I always will like work my foundation a little bit back into them, but go ahead and hit it with a little bit of bronzer too. And so hopefully you guys can tell here, but so we've got like the lighter color. So we've created like a highlight here, and then we've got the bronzer, and then under here there's nothing except for my foundation, and then a little bit more bronzer. So you can kind of see the difference versus that side. Big difference. I mean, to me, this is where you can literally just, you know, carve and and do all kinds of fun stuff with your face shape. So I'm just going to do the same thing over here on this side. A little bit in the ears and the jawline. Now you can get super specific with this, and you can start taking like a smaller brush, and you can even contour up and through here, and real specific with your nose down below. That's probably another video today. I just want to keep it simple so that it's an achievable look and method for someone to use. So, okay, so we've got that, we've got this side. And try to work it up into your hairline as much as you can. I know if you have lighter hair, you'll want to kind of be careful with that because you don't want to get your hair all bronzed up, but my hair is dark, so I can work it in there pretty good. Now I want to do my nose. So we have that powder on the tip, and I'm just going to kind of buff out kind of what I had going on there. And then here's where I'm going to do like the pinch on there to make that just a little bit thinner. And I'm just gonna do kind of standard bronzing on the nose, which is the sides, the bottom, and then right here. So we're kind of leaving the very tip white and the bottom darker. Now, if you had a nose that you were trying to make look smaller, you could add more bronzer to those specific areas that you felt bothered you. Sometimes it'll just grab funny, and so you can use the brush that I talked about earlier. You can just kind of buff it out. Okay, so we've got the bronzing done, and now I want to go ahead and go in with blush. And I'm using just a really nice neutral shade. I tend to use this a lot. I mean, I have a gazillion blushes, and I almost will always go for this one. It's 100% pure, and it's the color peach, which I wouldn't really say it's peach. It's more like a really pretty like dusty mauve. So we're gonna go in. I always tap off the excess and then just get right up there on the apples of the cheeks. I think blush makes one of the biggest differences in a finished makeup look, and I see a lot of women skip the step, and I think it just brings so much life to your skin and to your face. So I'd love to see you not skip the blush step. And so, you know, kind of a rule of thumb in the past, people have used like the apples of your cheek, like if you smile and do that. I don't usually do that. I just kind of go like where your high points are in your cheek or where you kind of want them to be. You don't want to go anywhere inside this area, and you don't want to go down too far either. And you can even just like hit your forehead just a tiny little bit, hit your nose with it, just to kind of bring like kind of almost like that sun-kissed look. So we've got the blush, and now we can further go in and highlight with an actual highlighting product. And I'm using the Mary Luminizer by The Balm. I've had this forever, lasts so long. So I'm grabbing just like this little buffer brush. This is what I like to use usually for my highlighter. And then we're just gonna hit like the tops of the cheeks here. So where the light would hit you, you just want that little bit of a glow. You can kind of see on that side compared to this side, nothing yet there. Do this side now. And then I always do the tip of my nose. I'll do Cupid's bow here with my finger. And then I'll usually take my pinky into the pan and just get a little bit and do like the inner corners of the eye. These are kind of just some general areas that you really want to get with your highlighter to kind of help reflect light, bounce off, and just kind of make your skin look more dewy and kind of highlighted in those areas. Depending on what you've put on your eye, if you put anything, you can also do like a little bit under your brow. I still need to fill my brows in a little bit, but I microbladed them, and that was like the best decision I've ever made my entire life. But I still like to fill them in a little bit more, like when I do like a full face of makeup. Okay, I think that's pretty much it for bronzing and highlighting, guys. I'm gonna finish up my makeup and I'll come back. So hopefully that video was helpful for you guys. Let me know what you guys would like to see. I really enjoy doing these makeup videos. I was a little bit hesitant to do them initially because I just kind of feel like there's so many resources out there for you to see, and that you probably know how to do everything. But I'm getting questions, so that tells me that people are still curious. So let me know what you would like to see, and I will be happy to make a video on that topic. So thanks for watching, thanks for your support, and I hope you have a great day. And always have fun with your makeup. You can always wash it off. Take care, guys.